Greetings, YouTubers, and welcome to my 52nd TTM video, where today I will share with you 3 TTMs that I got, and also 2 pickups. Been another slow week, so I apologize for not getting anything out in the last week. Hopefully it will get better. Also, I will give some shout-outs to some great channels. And first, I want to say, as Mr. Tony would say, a melancholy happy trails to a great TTMer, and that's Dr. Bobby Brown, former New York Yankee. Passed away on March 25th at the age of 96. And this was one of the first TTMs I ever got in that first batch. Was from Dr. Brown. He also signed a ball for me as well eventually later on. So, Dr. Brown, you will be missed. Great TTMer. Got my vote for the TTM Hall of Fame out there in Pittsburgh. Okay, let's get to some happier things, some shout-outs. First shout-out I'll give out is to Bourbon Breaks. Give them a look-see. Great channel. Just started really watching them and enjoy what they got. Next is QC Card Breaks. Breaks cards, breaks packs. Give him a look-see. Good guy. Got a great channel. Lots of fun as well. And then we have JAC Baseball Collector. Just really subscribe to him as well. I like the content. This one, JAC, I believe, opened a Heritage pack, and you don't think you can get an autograph. He got one. 1972 card that was signed by Nolan Ryan. So, bam. That's a big bam to get that. And then we got T&D Sports Cards. To give another shout out, another great channel I just started watching. So, 4 great channels. Give them a look-see. If you like what they got, you'll give them a subscription. Subscribe. If you don't, subscribe to them anyway if I can get the words out. Because, don't cost nothing and you're helping someone out, making someone happy. And you might like what they have down the line there. And now, I want to show a contest one I got from Autographs 2000. Scott there. Got a great channel. He's climbing up the ranks fast. Won a card. Sent it to me. Angry Old Man. Congrats. Thank you, Scott. And that's a card. Jerry Rice. Like this card because, well, Jerry's in a Seahawks uniform, and I don't have him in the Seahawks uniform, so very nice. Got to meet Jerry Rice when I was out in Las Vegas one time. Got an autograph and a photo with him. Guy's got huge hands. Man, there was big. That Super Bowl ring on his finger also was really big as well. All right. So let's get down to the pickups here. And first pickup is going with my League Championship Series programs. I got this one from 1972, and that is the Oakland A's. They played the Detroit Tigers. I believe this is the A's version. Right on the cover there, Vita Blue, Dick Williams, pitcher and the manager there. Vita Blue is the defending MVP and Cy Young Award winner. A little upset because they didn't explain about the cover being kind of chewed up a little bit, but not that bad. But a nice looking program overall. And I also picked up 2 cards, 2 relics. I like these relics now and then. First is Thurman Munson. Got a nice patch of his uniform there. One of my all-time favorites. And another all-time favorite I picked up was a bat relic. There he is. One and only Johnny Bench. A piece of his bat. So those are 2 pickups I got. 2 great catchers. Always like to pick up something from those guys because 2 great catchers back in the day. Alright, let's get to the TTMs. This first one took 9 days. Came from Ohio. There was no fee. This gentleman signed 1, 2, 3 football cards, and that's former Cleveland Brown tackle Doug Deacon. 1. On the 82 one there, you got him on 80 and a 77 as well. And he was also kind enough to, I'll just put this up here, sign the old index card. His name, his number, and when he played from the Browns from 71 to 84. So, thank you, Mr. Deacon, on that. Put you in the back there. Little info on Mr. Deacon. Solid player he was. Douglas Hay Deacon, nicknamed Doug, born on February 12th, 1949 in Illinois. He's 72 years of age. Attended the University of Illinois. While he was there, he was a tight end, and he played on a Fighting Illini team that rarely passed. So in the 1971 NFL Draft, he was picked in the 6th round by the Cleveland Browns. The football team, yes. I think they should rename the baseball team that, so you got both. Makes it easy. He played his entire career in Cleveland, as he wrote on the index card, from 1971 to 84. His first game as a Brown was an exhibition game against the Chicago Bears. And while he was part of that, they happened to be filming that game. Someone did. Yes, they were making a movie for television. ABC TV was filming scenes for the movie Brian's Song, which was released on ABC in November of 1971. So that was his first game as a Brown, the exhibition game there. Mr. Deacon improved very fast during his first year that the Browns coaching staff thought he could take over at left tackle for legendary Dick Shafrath. And eventually he did, and he became the third left tackle in Cleveland Browns history up to that point. So that's a big moment. He was an excellent blocker against both the pass and the run. He also was an Iron Man because he set team records with 194 straight starts and 203 consecutive games played. After his retirement in 1984, he became a color commentator for the Browns on their radio broadcasts. He spent 50 years with the Browns organization, even served as a spokesman/ambassador during the, quote, inactive, unquote, time from 1996 to 98 when the Browns didn't have an NFL, or Cleveland, I should say, didn't have an NFL team. He made only one Pro Bowl in his whole career. I was surprised to hear that. In 1980, it was the 1982 NFL Man of the Year, won that award. He had 13 fumble recoveries in his career. He had a safety as well, and even had a touchdown to go along with it. He's a member of the Greater Cleveland Sports Hall of Fame, the Ohio Broadcasters Hall of Fame, and the Cleveland Browns Legend Club. So, Mr. Doug Deacon, thank you, free of charge. You want to write to him? Good signer. May not have heard of him, but you know him now. And that's why I like to talk about these. I got an email from somebody, asked me, why do you always show people I've never really heard of? Because they're important. They played the game. As I tell my sons, they ask the same question. You know how good you have to be just to sit on the bench in one of these leagues? So, next one came from California. It took 8 days. There was no fee. Great signer, and that is Mr. Roger Craig. I can get him out of the glare there. A little bit better. Well, try to get him a little closer there. He signed right here, his name. This is a Sports Illustrated cover I had from when I was a young kid. This was when they won Super Bowl 19. Niners nail 'em, as it says, and Roger Craig signed his name, and he put 3 TDs. Now, Mr. Roger Timothy Craig. He was born on July 10th, 1960 in Davenport, Iowa, native of the Hawkeye State there. He's 60 years of age. He went to Central High School in Davenport, and on his team was future NFL tight end Jamie Williams. In 1976, Central High School won the Iowa State Championship, and his senior year, Roger Craig rushed for 1,565 yards. He also threw in, get that glare out, he threw in 27 touchdowns with those runs. His final game was a playoff loss. Roger rushed for 353 yards and 4 touchdowns, so he went out big time. He was an all-around athlete as well in high school, competing in wrestling and track. His 14.43 in the 110-meter hurdles is still listed among the all-time bests at the Iowa State Track and Field Championships. He attended the University of Nebraska under Coach Tom Osborne, a legendary coach. In college, he rushed for a total of 2,446 yards, about 6 yards a carry, 26 touchdowns. He had 16 catches for 102 yards, about 6.4 a catch, but he didn't score any touchdowns receiving the ball. Nebraska did a lot of running back then. He played with such greats as Turner Gill, who was the quarterback, future NFL players Andre Franklin, Irving Fryer, who was the number 1 pick in 1984, Dean Steinkuhler, who was the number 2 pick in 1984, and Heisman Trophy winner Mike Rozier. In the 1983 NFL Draft, he was picked in the second round with the 49th pick by the San Francisco 49ers. He played with the 49ers, the LA Raiders, and the Minnesota Vikings. It was on January 20th, 1985, Super Bowl 19, right there. Palo Alto, California, or Stanford, I guess, Stanford Stadium. Roger Craig rushed for 58 yards, had 7 catches for 77 yards. He became the first ever player to score 3 touchdowns in a Super Bowl during the 49ers' 38-16 victory over the Miami Dolphins. And that was the only time Dan Marino ever made it to the Super Bowl. During the 1985 season, Roger became the first NFL player to rush and receive for 1,000 yards in the same season. He had 1,050 rushing yards on 214 carries and had 92 catches for 1,016 yards, and he scored a team-high 15 touchdowns. He was in the backfield with fullback Tom Rathman, also a Nebraska grad, and they formed what was called the Cornfield Backfield. In 1988, he was named the National Football League's Offensive Player of the Year, where he rushed for a career-high 1,502 yards, caught 76 catches for 534 yards. In Week 7 against the Rams that year, he scored 3 rushing touchdowns and ran for a career-high 191 yards. In Super Bowl 23 in Miami, Florida against the Cincinnati Bengals, he rushed for 71 yards, had 8 catches for 101 yards in their 20-16 win over the Bengals. And he eventually signed with the Los Angeles Raiders, and he would share time in the backfield with Marcus Allen and Nick Bell. Signed with the Raiders back in 1991. He played 1 season there. He led the Raiders in rushing with 590 yards, caught 17 passes for $136, and finished up with 2 seasons with the Vikings. In his career, he had 8,189 yards rushing the ball, about 4.1 yards a carry, and had 56 rushing touchdowns. He had 566 catches for 4,911 yards and 17 touchdowns. He had a total of 73 touchdowns in his career. 3 times he was a Super Bowl champ, all with the 49ers. 4 times went to the Pro Bowl. Was the NFL receiving leader in 1985. Was the NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 1988. And also was the NFC Player of the Year in 1988. And he made the 1980s NFL All-Decade Team. Roger Craig appeared in the NFL playoffs every single year of his career in the NFL. He, along with Lydell Mitchell and Chuck Foreman, are the only running backs to lead the NFL in receptions in a single year, so a very small club. And Roger is only one of 3 running backs ever to record over 100 or more receiving yards in a Super Bowl. He did it first, and then came James White of the Patriots in Super Bowl 51 and Corey Clement of the Eagles in Super Bowl 52. He's a member of the Quad Cities Sports Hall of Fame, the Nebraska Hall of Fame, the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame, and the 49ers Hall of Fame, and should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. Hopefully one day he will get in. But again, he signed that Sports Illustrated cover for me. There he is, very famous for his high leg kicks when he ran. Number 33 there, so thank you, Mr. Craig, for that great signature. He's a great TTMer. This last one came 10 days. I did donate $5, and it was from Tennessee, and it's a baseball. Get a little closer there. Signed by Mr. Dave Hillman, a member of the 1962 New York Mets. So I've added to my Met baseball collection. Darius Dutton Hillman, better known as Dave, was born on September 14th, 1927 in Virginia. He's 93 years of age. He served in the U.S. Air Force from 1945 to 1947, so thank you for your service, Mr. Hillman. His major league career went from April 30th, 1955 to June 22nd, 1962. Played with the Chicago Cubs mostly from 55 to 59, then with the Boston Red Sox from 60 to 61, and then in 1962 played with the Reds and the Mets. 1959, he had career highs in appearances with 39, 8 wins was a career high as well, 24 starts, 4 complete games, 88 strikeouts, and 191 innings pitched. On May 6, 1959, at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, against the Pirates, he posted his only big league shutout against Harvey Haddocks. Pitched a 3-0 shutout, giving up 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 2. In his career, he won 21 games, lost 37, had a 3.87 ERA, with 296 strikeouts, 624 innings pitched, 188 games, and 3 saves. He, along with Cubs teammate Jim Marshall, were part of the first interleague trade without waivers in Major League history when they were sent to the Boston Red Sox for Dick Gurnett on November 21st, 1959. He worked in the off-season as a painter and a machinist. He's the oldest surviving former member of the Cincinnati Reds and the oldest living Met of the 1962 Mets. So, up there in age, but he was kind enough to sign it. I did ask him to sign 1962 Mets, but hey, he didn't. I'm not arguing. 93, I'm glad he signed the ball and all that. So it was very kind of him to do that. So I thank you, Mr. Hillman, along with Mr. Craig and Mr. Deacon. I appreciate everybody watching. I hope everybody is doing well, and you've all been fine. And again, if you want to leave a comment, leave one. I try to answer everybody's comments as best I can. I may not be quick, but I will get to you. And if you like it, hit the like button. If you don't, well, I understand, but hit the like button anyway. You might like something that comes up down the line. You never know. Never know, as I always tell people. Let's be kind to each other, one person at a time. Pay it forward, and before you know it, everybody's kind to each other. Also, I want to wish everyone a happy Easter. Enjoy Easter, which is Sunday. And if you have any questions about, addresses for autographs or anything like that, hey, shoot me an email. It'll be in there in the description, and I'd be glad to share them. I'm not like the folks on Facebook who, oh boy, some of those people guard out like it was Fort Knox. I hope everybody enjoyed opening day as well. Baseball's back. My Yankees blew it against the Blue Jays. First of many. So hopefully Aaron Judge will do better. And the Mets, they got called off against the Nationals. So thank you everybody once again. Good night, Montana, and be safe.